This is a playground in Virginia, not the grounds of a castle, but Emily Heaton is a princess. That's according to her dad, Jeremiah, who recently claimed one of the few unassigned pieces of land on the globe for little Emily.
With a child, you definitely don't want to ever tell them they can't be something that they desire to be. And at age 6, her frame of reference for the world was to be a princess, and so I told her that she could be.
After doing some research, Heaton found that the territory known as Bir Tawil between Egypt and Sudan was not claimed by either country. So earlier this year, he went there and planted this flag he and his kids had designed. He says others have done it.
Recently, as the last 5 or 6 years, Russia went to the North Pole area and, using a submarine, planted a flag on the seafloor to represent their territorial claims for energy rights there. So the process of planting a flag is sort of the defined method of doing that.
Heaton seems serious about his plans for the kingdom he's calling North Sudan. He has rented an office in Washington as its embassy and says he expects to speak with representatives of Egypt and Sudan soon. Emily seems excited too.
We're going to help kids in Africa that don't have food, and we're going to build a garden as big as our land.
Despite Emily's royal appearance, experts in international law and politics are not optimistic about the new nation's survival. Edward Swain is a law professor at George Washington University.
At a basic level, he has to be correct in asserting that this is unclaimed land. That's not obvious to me that he's correct. Beyond that, he has to establish effective occupation of this land beyond simply planting a flag or showing up and taking a selfie.
We reached Sheila Carapico, a political science professor at the University of Richmond, via Skype. She's an expert in Mideast politics and has taught in Egypt. How does a claim like this get validated?
Unless other countries and probably the United Nations recognize the claim, then it lacks any validity. I also think that African nations are not keen to establish precedent that individuals can come from Virginia or anywhere else in the world, plant a flag, and declare themselves to be king.
We also spoke to Magdi Jazuli via Skype. He's a fellow with the Rift Valley Institute and an expert in Sudanese politics and history. What if he tries to actually go there, develop a farm? What do you think those two countries would do? Will he be inviting conflict?
When he treads in, he will essentially invite the state to follow him, either to tax him or to get rid of him and to establish proper control.
Meantime, little Emily reigns in exile as her father tries to build a nation. Laurel, Bowman, VOA News, Washington.